It's a beautiful day on the trails today. A beautiful day on the trails today. Won't you be mine? Won't you be mine? Won't you be? Oh, won't you be? Won't you be my viewers? I'm out here hiking, everyone. It's up in the 80s. The 80 something degrees, man. Holy cows, man. We're out here on the trails. So I'm on the main trail, and then I'm going to go left and right, and then straight, and then in a circle, and then maybe at a triangle, and a rectangle, and a diamond walk, and then I'll come back the other way and go to another place where I go hiking as well, and go hiking those trails. This is a flat trail here that I'm on. It's perfectly flat. So, but man, it's heat today. It's a little bit of clouds, but there's a lot of blue sky, and these are kind of hazy, lazy daisy clouds here, and everything's growing up here, man. All the plants. Holy cows, man. Holy cows, man. I don't think there's too many people out here today. I might have to get a haircut. I've been growing my hair long for some reason. Because I can. Because I'm a free spirit. Maybe I'll shave. Maybe I'll shave my face clean and shave my head and be like perfectly smooth. I don't know, man. I don't really care too much, to be honest. I like to be clean and smell good, obviously. I don't smell like these Team Evil creatures, but in terms of how long my hair is, or if I have a beard or facial hair, I guess I just got used to it. Not long hair. I had long hair. Last time I had long hair was in my late 20s, my 20-something years before I was 30. I think I got a haircut. But I had long hair in the days of listening to Soundgarden and Nirvana and Alice in Chains and all those bands, to name a few. Man, I grew up listening to AC/DC and Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden. A lot of that 80s metal. And also 70s music, Led Zeppelin. Fleetwood Mac, of course. My older sister was a fan of Fleetwood Mac, so I heard that a lot playing growing up. And 70s bands like Blondie, for example. Debbie Harry Bush, or whatever her name is. Is it? I don't think it's that, is it? I think I messed up her name. I don't think it's... It might be Harry something. I don't know if it's Harry Bush. This is a hairy bush here, though. We're out in the bush, as they say in Canada. They don't usually say forest or woods. If you're in Canada, they'll say bush. Like that beer, that American beer with the weird commercials. Bush. I remember those commercials on TV many years ago, like when I was younger, and I'd never seen that beer in Canada, and I almost thought it was unreal because the way they exaggerated saying it was like bush, and it was like a shh, bush, and a lot of times I don't even think they said beer, they just said bush. Weird ass commercials, man. It's like, I'm surprised the feminists didn't attack them over that. saying, "You can't say that about our hairy bush." I'm sorry, people. I'm in a bit of a silly mood, but man, it feels good to be out here. It smells amazing. It smells like, not like lawn, but green, like fresh green and flowers, wildflowers. I'm not sure what kind of flowers I'm getting the fragrance of, but it smells great. If I had a Tel Aviv nose, I'd probably overdose on this smell. I don't have a small nose. I have a masculine, manly nose that's been probably broken when I was younger. I got in some fights and got some bloody noses, and I got punched in the nose and punched in the face, and usually fighting bullies. So on YouTube, they would twist it and say, "He's the bully. He's always been the bully." No, I was fighting older kids, bigger kids. Kids that tried to bully me or gang up on me. I was fighting and fighting. I've put a couple people in the hospital in my lifetime. I'm not boasting about that. Team Evil would say I am, but just being honest, in self-defense. I've broken a few people up. One wasn't a fight, it was a sneak attack, assault with a weapon from behind. Guy tried to stab me, guy tried to stab me in the back, and he failed. And he paid. He paid a heavy price. I don't think he'll ever walk right again after what he, I don't want to say endured, but the price of admission for attacking me was going into the ER and getting his leg intraction fractured in 3 places, compound fracture to his knee, kneecap blown right out, kicked right through his knee. And I pounded his face and took the weapon out of his hand. The guy was not small, he was about 250, 260, and he just got destroyed. So, it's often evil underestimates. They think they're tough and they think they can do anything. But when you fight back, sometimes they're crying and moaning in pain as they're broken up. And I'm not going to lie, it felt good to do that to someone that was trying to harm me. It did feel good. It felt exhilarating. It was an adrenaline rush. He deserved it. I've never gone out trying to hurt anyone, but I can fight. I've got Viking blood and fighting Irish in my blood, and I'm not a little manlet. I'm not small. And I can handle myself with my fists and my feet, my elbows, and wrestling and tackling, wrestling, and I've studied a lot of things in my lifetime. Submission holds. So in terms of MMA, I can handle myself. I would suggest that you don't try me out, but if you're stupid, don't cry about it, because I'm not going to feel any sympathy for anyone that attacks me ever. I don't care if you're my age, younger, older. Don't do it. I choked one person unconscious. He was about 6'5", 280 pounds maybe, 280. California. Choked him out completely, out cold, where I had to wake him up, because I thought I thought that he might not wake up. I thought he might be a goner. See what I'm saying? And it worried me for a couple seconds. I had to slap him across the face a couple times. And if his shirt was ripped off, I slapped him on his stomach and slapped him, not punched him, but slapped him across his face. There's a toad in there, a frog. Frog or a toad, either way. It's looking kind of scummy in there. There's bulrushes. Anyway, how did I get on this topic? I just don't think it's wise to attack me. It's probably not a good idea. If you see what I'm saying. You can. I mean, you have free will, as they claim that you have free will in this realm, but I think you'd be stupid to do that. I don't think you should do that, because I will defend myself. And a lot of stupid people on Team Evil, they believe all kinds of just garbage, like lies, like, oh, Canadians are wimps. Have you ever seen Canadian kids growing up playing hockey, road hockey, or power skating and getting into fights, which I did, or hockey on ice, or pond hockey, or we played all kinds of hockey, indoor floor hockey. Any kind of hockey can get rough, and it often does. I also played backyard football and all kinds of things. So I'm a bit more rough and rowdy and gritty than you fucking stupid idiots would even imagine. But they like to lie from a distance. They're keyboard warriors. They're Team Evil cockroach cowards. And that's what there is a lot. Like, it's more extreme with them on YouTube. But there are a lot in this realm that are that way. There are some friendly people of all races, of course, in person, in so-called real life. I just talked to one before I started recording this video. I had a little chat with a guy. He was brown. I think he might be Muslim or something. He kind of had the Muslim-style beard. He didn't look like Tarek, but I got the sense that he might be from the Middle East. He wasn't like an African. He's one of those guys from over there somewhere. Maybe I sound old-fashioned now. I don't care. I don't give a shit. You can think what you want. Sometimes I do that on purpose, and I like to provoke people to think, and they'll take it the wrong way and say, he provokes people. I'm trying to get you to do what a lot of you haven't done. A lot of humans don't think. They just follow. They don't think, they just mindlessly follow. So if somebody says it's racist to even say someone's brown, they go along with it. Well, he looked brown to me. I'll say it again. Maybe that'll trigger you, to provoke you to think a little bit and say, why would it be wrong? Why do they want us to feel bad or ashamed or guilty as white people or European heritage people, whether you live in Europe or my ancestors are from Europe. They're from England and Ireland and some of the Nordic countries and Germany, the Germanic areas. So I have some Gaelic, Celtic, Nordic, Northern European, British, and Germanic, which ties in with the Northern European, those tribes. That's what I have running through my veins. And I'm actually stronger than I look. I'm not boasting, but I've always been told that, whether I'm thinner or bigger, a lot of people I just have that brute strength. At my sister's, they had, at her old house, she had a big house, and they put in a great big in-ground pool, and they had acres of land, and they had a beautiful spot that was like a walkout basement. They had 2 kitchens. They had a kitchen on the main floor and then a full kitchen in the basement, bedroom, bathroom down there, big area room, like a big pool table. They had a full gym equipment, like a universal gym with all the exercises on it. I could max that out without even working out, just go on it. And my nieces would be like, yeah, how much can you do, Uncle Steven? How much can you lift? This was a long time ago, but when I was younger, my nieces were younger, and they would take the pin and put it to the bottom and say, can you lift this much? I'm just strong like a bull. So you can test me if you want to. Go ahead. Bigger, smaller, older, younger. I'm not afraid of you, whoever you are. So some of you get used to liars like Jack Talcott. You'll listen to him say, live without fear, and he's a fearful little fucking wimp. He's a little manlet. He's short, he's scrawny, he's weak, he's vegan. He gets knocked over by a tiny manlet cop. He got knocked over by him. I won't even say what I could do to that creature. I won't even tell you, but I've beaten the piss out of creatures that were 3 times his size. He's a nobody. I would have been able to push him down and hold him down on the ground when I was in 8th grade. And if he was a grown man, is what I'm speaking about. He's a nothing. He's a nobody. And people on YouTube lie all the time. And the thing is, I'm used to evil liars. Demons are going to lie. That's what they do. That's like breathing for them. Lying is just, it's so natural for them in a sense. It's just, they don't have to think about lying. They just do it. They hype themselves up. They're narcissistic. And they're nobodies. The guy's a homeless fucking bum. He has nothing. He's tiny. Excuse me. What I was going to say is, people get so used to that by watching this shit, this garbage for years, that I think some of you start believing it. It affects you, just like Hollywood does. Hollywood movies. Similar. Man, it feels good in here. It's hot, but it's not as hot here as on a city street. It feels good. But anyway, what my point is, people start believing Hollywood. Like I remember as a teenager, 14, 15, 16 years old, around that age, there were a lot of action movies, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bloodsport, all that kind of stuff. And I had a friend back then. He was a bullshitter, and I knew it as a kid. When you're 14, 15, you're still a kid as far as I'm concerned. Not even a young man, you're still a kid. At least in today's modern society. Maybe if you went back hundreds of years, you'd be more adult-like. But even then, I don't know, it's tough to say. But he was a bullshitter. I knew it when I was that age. I knew he was. He would say, I can do that, I can do that. And he couldn't even come close to kicking like that or doing any of the moves in the movie. Just full of shit. And that when I see these idiots on YouTube, it reminds me of that. It reminds me of like a 15-year-old kid that's a bullshitter. He's not just an ordinary 15-year-old guy. Because there were some that wouldn't act that way, and I recall. But anyway, I lived in a very isolated area, so there weren't many people around. He was the only guy around my age at all where I lived at that time. Anyway, it's the same on YouTube, man. It's not different on YouTube. There's bullshitters on YouTube. There's bullshitters on YouTube. Now, how do I mean? Well, they talk about all this stuff they could do, and they don't do anything. They don't have anything. They're braggarts. They're boastful, and they don't have anything to brag about. Jack Talcott has no family, has no house. He's lost everything. His wife cheated on him, left him, divorced him, cheated and left. His son wrote him off 7, 8 years ago or more. No contact, doesn't want to talk to him. He hasn't heard his voice. Now for a son to do that, he must think you're a piece of shit. That's something that stupid people on YouTube can't figure out. It's simple. But, oh, there's a deer up there. Anyway, you see him on the trail? There's a deer out there. I'm just about to walk across. Anyway, that's the way it goes here. I don't want to bother him. That's why I'm kind of lowering my voice, but I'm still going to keep walking. He'll go across, or she. He's right up here somewhere on the left. Anyway, I'm not zoomed in, so you might not even be able to see what I could see. But he was right in here. Just past this little tree jutting out here. He was in there somewhere. He came right out of there. Well, I'm not going in there looking for him. There's not even a trail in there, and there's a big deep ditch, and there's a bitch. There's a big old bitch. I mean, there's a deep ditch and a big old bitch. It's a big old bitch. She's a big old bitch. She's a big fat bitch. What was the part about one of her tits? She had like something heavy. I don't know. I can't remember the lyrics at this point. But oh, man. So they're in the shade in here. Lazy shady. Lazy daisy shady in there. And I'm going to try to get into some trails soon where I get some shade. I'm starting to roast in the sun a little bit, people. It's not 90 degrees, but it's 80 something. It's not Texas heat. If you've ever been to Texas or Florida, southern Texas and southern Florida, the humidity and the heat, it's pretty incredible. It's different in Mexico, in Cancun, those places. Anyway, I'm getting a nice breeze now. It's coming through here. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's delightful. It's gorgeous. It's glorious. It's just glorious. The glory. Some people don't even know where I got that from. But I do a lot of parodies and voices and things like that. And I have fun, which is missing from... I notice it's missing from most beings in this realm, on YouTube and in person, on the internet in general and in person. Fun, laughter, fun, singing, dancing, laughing, joking around, cracking jokes, and having people laugh. It's almost absent, it's almost extinct from society. It's not just absent. I notice it's gotten less and less and less and less. And also notice people's sense of humor as overall has diminished. Like a lot of times they think something's funny and it's just not funny. Like they're delusional. It's not just they're unfunny, they're actually delusional, which it really wasn't that way, or at least as much as prevalent. There are a lot of people that think they're so funny and they're only laughing at what they say. No one around them in person or on a panel laughs. They say something and laugh at their own unfunny shit. And that has become so common that I think it's a clue about this realm. Patterns like that are clues. Okay? They are clues. And we're supposed to recognize patterns. I'm going to end this right about here because I'm almost at 25 minutes. I didn't realize I was going that long with this. Thanks for watching. I'll make another video and record. And I'm going to get a drink here as well. Bye for now.